Hello family, I'm Barber and I'm a real alcoholic.
Hey, Barber.
I want to welcome everyone to the Atlanta Step Up Society book study. Change your thinking, change your life. Tonight we're going to be on step 10. We're going to go back and it's just a review. Last week I had an emergency and I had to leave, and Ron H. did it. And I want to thank him for doing it. And also I want to thank everybody else for, contributing to the study. You know, what people don't understand, even though I'm doing this study, my life still has to go on. There's things that happen in my life that I have to attend to. And every time that happens, Ron is always prepared to, assist with the step up. He ain't helping me, he's helping the world. It's not about me. But I just want to let some of y'all other people know there's going to be a time when me or him might not be here. We are cousins. So we got some family issues that's coming up, and it might be a time when neither one of us be here. So just keep that in mind, Cheryl. Anybody, you might be doing this study. Normally she has something to say. It didn't come out here. She always got the last word. It didn't help me. All right, y'all. That's what we're gonna do. I see some new faces. This right here is a fun study. I have fun. Because in my life, I believe that laughter is healing. You can have fun and you can laugh and you can enjoy it, then that means you're healing. You got the proper type of energy that's inside of you. There's two types of energies. There's the outside physical energy, and then there's inside energy. And in the Western world, we pay very little attention to the inside energy. The inside energy, every emotion, every thought, every ideal that I have is really an energy movement. That makes sense? It's expending energy. If I'm thinking about one thing and then I shift to think about something else, that shift was an energy shift. It's inside energy. We're going to talk about that in step 10 because that's important. And it's definitely important when you start going to step 11 and step 12. Alright, so what I'm going to do tonight is go back over what Ron did last week, and I heard some good stuff, especially about the part about resting on your own laurels. And that was real good. People come into the fellowship, and I think we were having a brief conversation about it earlier today, how our past achievements, we think that those past achievements going to carry us further and we can expand it in here. 9 times out of 10, those past achievements got you in here. They got you here. So it's got to be some type of a change, an energy change that must take place. And we're going to go back over those. So what I'm going to do is, if we go to page 84, we can start there tonight. And I'm just going to kind of like do a review. Alright, and if people are still here, the remnants of, which is okay, of amends, step 9. And I still hear resentments. As long as you live, you're going to always have to do a step 10. You're always going to have resentments, and you're always going to have fears and everything. But the question is, who's watching the resentment? What's inside of you that can see the resentments? You'd rather be in a position where you know you have the resentments and you're watching the resentments and you can resolve them than be absorbed in the resentment yourself, and it's you. You don't have to be the resentment. You can be behind it. Remember we discussed that? You fall behind those things and you can watch them, and when they crop up, you can deal with it. It don't have to be you. But when we first came in here, we thought that that was me. All my thoughts was me. I believed that they were me. I did not know I had a separation. That make sense? All right, let's go to page 84. All right, Steve. This thought brings us to step 10.
This thought brings us to step 10, which suggests we take a personal inventory and continue to set right any new mistakes as we go along. We vigorously commence this way of living as we cleaned up the past. We have entered the world of the Spirit. Our next function is to grow in understanding and effectiveness. This is not an overnight matter. It should continue for our lifetime. Continue to watch for selfishness, dishonesty, resentment, and fear. When these crop up, we ask God at once to remove them. We discuss them with someone immediately and make amends quickly if we have harmed anyone. Then we resolutely turn our thoughts to someone we can help. Love and tolerance of others is our code.
All right, here's the deal. This thought brings us to step 10. A step 10 for the 12-step purpose is doing a step 4 through 9. Doing a step 4 through 9. Now, we have spoke a lot about that, so I suggest you get the tapes that will be prior to this, go on YouTube. But we gave perfect examples how to do a step 10. So now we're just going to read and probably go into the spiritual side of the step. That makes sense? It says that this thought brings us to step 10, which suggests we continue to take personal inventory. That's a 4th step. And continue to set right any new mistakes as we go along. That's a promise. As you're doing or living your life in recovery, you will have some new mistakes. We're not mistake free. You will make mistakes, and that's just a part of being human. Alright? But we have the ability now to set them right. We vigorously commence this way of living as we clean up the past. The house cleaning steps are steps what? 4 through 9. Those are the house cleaning steps. That's what they're talking about right here. You got your own personal book, start taking notes. This is an academic class in here. You know what? You cannot stay clean and sober without the knowledge. This is a knowledge program. This is not a good sharing program. You know, that's the fellowship. The program is in this book. The fellowship, you can go and get all them ahas and oh yeah, you all say it, girl. You can get all that you want to and read it tomorrow. This right here is a knowledge program. You have to download the knowledge in order to work the program. We have entered the world of the Spirit. Let's talk about spirit. You know, in the Western world, we call this energy field, this inner energy spirit. In the Asian world, they have a different name. Some of them, they call it the Tao. The place where nothingness is but pure energy. Yoga, people who practice yoga, got another name. In our society, in our culture, we call it spirit. But it all has the same meaning. This deity thing, this spirit has the same meaning. Now here's the deal. Let me try my best to break down what spirit is in the Western world. There's an energy field. An energy field. There's outside energy, and then there's energy in us that we expend every day of our life. It controls everything about me, but it's on the inside of me. And it's an unlimited amount of energy. Let me see if I can, it controls, this energy controls my emotions, my thoughts, and my feelings. Every time, like I'm talking right now, if every time I open my mouth, there's an inside expenditure of energy. Just follow along with me, you'll get it. I think I kind of touched on it a few months back. Let me give an example. Let's say we all in our, and it's going to be hard for some of y'all. Let's say we all in our 20s. And I said it's going to be hard for some of y'all. And I ain't that far off. I can go back to my 20s. Now, let's say we were madly in love. Have a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Husband or wife. Don't matter. Just follow with me for a minute. I think I did this before. And the girlfriend or the boyfriend dump you, but you were madly in love. Just got a call, I don't want you no more, leave me alone. And meant it, and went about their life. Probably found somebody else. Now you was in love with that person. Y'all remember that one, don't you?
Oh yeah, I got that.
You was in love with that person. I'm gonna use my cousin Ron. And Ron got dumped, jilted, whatever word you want to call. I know that happened to him. Now put yourself in this scenario. I called him up. So, yo man, you want to go to a meeting or want to go to a movie? Like to hang out with the family or something like that? He tells me, nah, man, I'm depressed. She's gone. Now, that's the energy field. He's depressed. I go by his house. No, well, first of all, he's staying at home now. He don't want to go out and enjoy life no more. His beard's starting to grow. His physical hygiene is deteriorating. He's not taking baths. Okay. He's getting dirty. All the furniture and the dishes and all that is starting to be like a junk place. The phone is just on the floor. The linen, the bed's not made. You know, it's dirty in there. The dishes in the dishes. The refrigerator is half open. So I go by his house. This has been going on a few weeks now. I go by his house. Now, he does have pizza boxes all over the place. So, in the outside energy, if we eat food, our bodies will take in that food, burn calories, right, for energy. That's outside energy. So I cannot say that even in his loneliness, even in the middle of his depression, even as sick as he is, and as out of the world that he is, he don't want nothing to do, I cannot say he is not exerting outside energy. Because he's eating. That's outside. He took the clean dishes from the cabinet and moved them to the sink in a dirty place. That's a form of energy. The bed was made, now it's unmade. That's energy. It was clean, now it's dirty. Still energy. Now we're not going to say it's happy and joyous and free energy, but it's energy. It's still outside of him, and he's still living in the energy field. He still walks to the bathroom for some reason and brushes his teeth. But I see the toothbrush and the toothpaste in the sink. That's energy. He's down, he's depressed. Y'all been there? You feel that? Remember that? I know I've been there. All of a sudden, he get a telephone call. Ring! Hey baby, I miss you. It's the girl. I think I made the most terrible mistake of my life. I really, really love you, and I have been missing you so much. For the last 3 months, been horrible for me. It's the girl talking. He's on the other phone. She says to him, now he's in the worst condition. You know, it's filthy in there now. He ain't shaved, he ain't, he's horrible. She says, she's making amends, I'm sorry. I apologize. Will you talk to me? Quiet now. He gonna say what? Yeah. She say, I'm not far. I'm at my parents' house. I'll be over there in 20 minutes. May I come over? What are you gonna say? Yeah. Bam! He jumps up out of that depression. He started cleaning up. When he was depressed, he started to feel joy and happiness. Right? He started washing dishes and putting a piece about giving black bags and throwing it down the chute, you know, cleaning up everything. Brush his teeth, he even shave. He do all this energy comes in. She comes over. All night long they hold hand and giggle and have romance and talk to each other all night long. He's up. That's inside energy. Instantly, he got this burst of inside energy that changed the whole scenario. Changed everything about it. That spirit, baby. That's that love. That's that connected to the universe. It's an energy field that's in us that we don't even tap into. We don't even talk about. We always on the outside one. That instant energy field that changes everything about you is on the inside of you. It's connected to all energy. How you jump up out of that depression like that? Change everything. I thought he was tired and lonely and sick and don't want to do nothing in life. Instantly, he changed. Let's go back to the book. We have entered the world of the spirit. Deeper anyway. Our next function, now that we're there and we got a better understanding, our next function is to grow in understanding and effectiveness. We have to grow. We have to know we have this capability, and now we got to try to practice some of it. It is not an overnight matter. It should continue for a lifetime. We got to get better and better and better. It's available to all. Continue to watch for selfishness. Who's doing the watching? Is it the Robert or the I am, the spirit in me, the God in me, that's watching this stuff now? I am. It ain't Robert. It's the one behind all this stuff. The real me. The one that where I came from. The one that was inside when I was in my mama's womb underground, underwater. You know what I'm saying? For 9 months. Underwater. It's that energy that was inside of me then that's with me now that's doing the watching. Let go. Let God. All this stuff will start making sense now. Continue to watch for selfishness, dishonesty, resentment, and fear. Outside energy. When these crop up, we ask God at once to remove them. We don't want no part of that. We did all this step work to get it out. Let's keep it out. Why would I want to be free from resentments and then give you one? That's unspiritual. We discuss them with someone immediately and make amends quickly if we have harmed anyone. Alright, we're still doing the 10th step. Then we resolutely turn our thoughts to someone we can help. Someone we can help. Our program is a program about helping others. It's about helping others. Remember the story about Job in the Bible? How he got all these, he lost everything. You know, Satan and was up with the council with God. And, you know, I ain't no preacher, so I ain't going to go into it. And he told him that, yeah, you got little Job down there, he close to you, that's why he doing what he doing. You take some of that possession from him, he ain't gonna be down with you, God. Bam, he got the possession gone. I ain't gonna tell you why they left though, cause he always feared they were gonna leave anyway. You know what I'm saying? Your thought become reality. You know? So to make another story short, he said, well, what about his body? Yeah, he got it, but you take care, you put some boils on his body or something like that, he ain't gonna be down with you. Bam, he got boils. Everything wiped out. There's 42 chapters in Job. Everything gone. He lost his family. You know, it's a sad situation. Everybody but his wife and then his little friend come around. But to make a long story short, see, everything was gone. Everything. He had nothing, but he had a lot to lose now. He wasn't like me. He ain't had nothing to lose, so what he do? Don't matter. He had everything to lose. He lost. The last chapter, 42. I'm gonna read something. This is Job 42:10. And the Lord restored the fortunes of Job when he prayed for his friends. And the Lord increased all that Job had twofold. When he got working with others, it came back. That's what we do. In abundance. Way more than you had the first time. Start working with others. Now, we're going to get into prayer next week. There's a different way to pray. There's petition prayer. See, I pray from the end. That's why I can really help people. See, I got to use my cousin Ron again. If I'm praying for Ron, if I know he need a job, I probably wouldn't be the one that pray, God, please get him a job. I would pray from the end. God, I'm grateful that he got the job. He is working. He's getting paid. He's smiling. I see him getting cashing his check, writing his bills in his home. See, I pray from the end. That's my type of prayer. I ain't gonna beg with you. I can't do that. If you in lack, I'm not gonna be in lack with you. Two people in lack can't do nothing for each other. That ain't me. But I used to pray in lack. God, give me this and give him one too. Both of them broke. That's praying in lack. That's a petition prayer. Now, that's not, I'm saying do what you got to do. I learned not to do that. It wasn't working for me. Now I pray that if he's thirsty, I'm grateful that he's drinking water. I pray from the end. I see the person at the end. I even go so far as imagination. I imagine the person telling me that they're working here and they're working. I know they ain't in the physical world. They're not. But in the inside spiritual world, they are. They are. That makes sense? Mm-hmm. All right, next.
We have seen
love and tolerance of others is our code. Love them as you love yourself. I don't love to be drunk, so why I want you to be drunk? I see you clean and sober. I see everybody clean and sober. Go ahead.
And we have ceased fighting anything or anyone, even alcohol. For by this time sanity will have returned. We will seldom be interested in liquor. If tempted, we recoil from it as from a hot flame. We react sanely and normally, and we will find that this has happened automatically. We will see that our new attitude towards liquor has been given us without any thought or effort on our own part. It just comes. That is the miracle of it. We are not fighting it, neither are we avoiding temptation. We feel as though we have been placed in a position of neutrality, safe and protected. We have not even sworn off. Instead, the problem has been removed. It does not exist for us. We are neither cocky nor are we afraid. That is our experience. The This is how we react so long as we keep in fit spiritual condition.
And we have ceased fighting anything or anyone, even alcohol. You know what? Sometimes in treatment, I'll be asking the guys, who in here has had the obsession to use remove? You know, we got 10 guys, maybe 5 will say that they're not having the obsession. The other 5 still is, which is okay. You know, if you've been like using for 25 years, I don't expect you to come in here and raise your hand in 30 days. You know, so the ones that have not had the obsession is removed from them, they literally going down the street boxing. I don't want to use, boom. You know what I'm saying? They fighting it. And the other one, stroll right on down, because the miracle is already taking place. Now see, I'm not God. I don't know when He's going to remove the obsession from anybody. Right. But I do know that it will be removed. I don't know when, where, and why. Kind of like the green mile. You know, the last mile, the green mile, whatever. You got to walk this one yourself. But it will be removed if you stick around here. So it says that you're not fighting it anymore. For this time, sanity will have returned. We will seldom be interested in liquor. If tempted, we recoil from it as from a hot flame. Now we got to look at sanity. Sanity means soundness of mind or judgment. You got soundness now. You can make good decisions. All right, you're not insane. Insane, soundness or sanity means whole. Let's say you got an apple pie. It's a whole pie. That would be a sane pie. An insanity means a piece is missing. You got a pie, but a slice is missing. Couple slices. You know what I'm saying? So let's go back to page 24. 24. You know, I'll go back, but I'll never go forward in the book. Never get ahead of the book study. If you go to page 24, go down to the second paragraph, it said right here, the almost certain consequences that follow taking even a glass of beer do not cloud into the mind to deter us. That's insane. That's insanity. If these thoughts occur, they are hastily and readily supplanted with the old threadbare idea that this time we shall handle ourselves like other people. Insane. There is a complete failure of this kind of defense that keeps one from putting his hand on a hot stove. The comparison is, that's before, that's on page 24. On page 24, the first step is on page 30. Yep. So if you on to page 24 and you going to get drunk and you get burnt, you know, like going and getting using drugs or whatever, you know when I say burnt. Every time I use, I got burnt. And then I get burnt and I just keep returning to the fire to get burnt. That's insanity. But now by the 10th step, I'm sane. I done did the work. I don't return to the fire no more. The obsession to you has been removed. I don't have to go back to the fire to keep getting burnt. That's the difference between working the steps and not working the steps. Now you cannot work the steps and be a good fellowship, a professional sharer, and still get burnt. You can share a heavenly thing, take your ass out of the night and get burnt. Or you can work these programs and let sanity return when you don't get burnt. Go back to page 84. I'm going on to 85. We react sanely and normally, and we will find that this just happens automatically. We will see that our new attitude towards liquor has been given us without thought or effort on our part. We did a lot of work on ourselves. We did a lot of work on our fears, our resentments, our sexual conduct, our harm to others. We learned a lot about the illness or the disease of addiction. We know more about alcoholism. We went to a lot of meetings. We did a lot of sponsorship. We did a lot of work on ourselves. That's effort. But the thought not to pick up again, that's the miracle. It's been removed. Now sobriety, just not using, is the first miracle of recovery. There's millions after that. There's more than just don't pick up. But it doesn't matter. If you're in the 10th step, you know that one. I always have to say that to newcomer, because a lot of people, a lot of meetings just tell you, if you just don't do dope, you all right. I'm telling you, it's a little bit more than that one. If you don't do dope, you got a chance to be all right. Yeah. It said, just comes, that's the miracle of it. We are not fighting it, neither are we avoiding temptation. You don't have to be running around here not going to no restaurant because they serve alcohol. I was talking to a sponsor and I was saying like, yo man, I go all over the world. 2 years ago I went to Korea. Went to Alaska before that. Everywhere, all over the world. I said, honestly, the McDonald's, around here, probably the only one that don't serve beer. Some of these GIs know, right? You go overseas, you go to McDonald's, what they got? Beer. Church's chicken, Popeye chicken. 12 piece and a keg. I read not too long ago that what's that White Castle little crystal place like they going somewhere up in the west. They up north they selling beer. So if they pick it up, it ain't gonna be long. It won't be long. It ain't gonna be long. Georgia, you couldn't even buy it on Sunday. Now you can. So we don't want to avoid temptation. We want to be free from it. Well, it don't matter. Alright. It says that we feel as though we have been placed in a position of neutrality, safe and protected. That's a position that not only are you going to feel like that with alcohol, but you're going to feel like that in a lot of different positions. Safe and protected. We have not even been sworn off. Instead, the problem has been removed. The obsession has been removed by God. Step 7. When God removes our shortcomings. Make sense? It does not exist. It's not even there no more. We are neither cocky nor are we afraid. That is our experience. That is how we react so long as we keep in fit spiritual conditions. Always working on your spirituality. Always allowing that inside energy to flow and don't be blocked. You can easily know when you are balanced. My heart tells me. I use my heart. My heart. I know when something's wrong because my chest get tight. It do. If my chest get tight. I could be driving somewhere, thinking about going somewhere, and boom, 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 boom. I said, oh Lord. I gotta let it go. All I have to do is relax. Relax. Inhale. Exhale. Let it go. People all the time confront me with nasty attitudes. Always got something to say, especially if you work with the public, about what you doing wrong. Lady come up to me the other day, it wasn't yesterday, I think it was, or earlier today. It was not too long, I didn't give it that much thought. But she was telling me about how high the prices was in the thrift store. She was telling me. And I was like, Yeah, well, it is a thrift store. You don't really have to be in there, you know. But I felt my chest getting tight. So what I did was, that's telling me the energy finna get blocked here. So then I gotta watch what's finna come out. You know, so I had to inhale and exhale. And I politely told her, because I am arrogant, I said, let me tell you something, lady. At least, I got a business that you can complain about. Now I'm gonna buy you lunch. Let's go to your place and let me do some complaining. But my energy wasn't blocked. I did it in love. You got something to say about mine, I'm gonna buy you lunch and gas to take me to your place of business that you don't open and show me how you can price it lower and do it better. She gave me the finger. I'd rather her give me the finger than me get her one.
Yeah.
But I wasn't gonna let her destroy my day because you come in a place of business and you don't like how they running it. Get your own. This is America. You don't like what someone else do? Get your own.
That's right.
It's a sad situation when there's 7 billion people on planet Earth and you gotta dislike what everybody else doing. You sick. I don't care what you do. I ain't but one inside energy in me, and that's mine. Care what kind of pants you got on, what color coat you wear, what kind of car you drive. I used to live like that now. That's how I know it's sick. I'm speaking from experience. I couldn't even go to a football game. I couldn't even watch the Falcons. I'm watching everybody else. That one too big. Why he with her? What he doing over there? There's the $10 seat. You know you supposed to be up in the back somewhere. There's a $100 seat where I'm sitting. I ain't see no game. Miss everything. Sick. All balance. I'm going out today and I had to turn on the phone or the radio, find out what the score was. Sick. Had me a bill. I knew that part though. They knew my mind. You know what's real bad when you go to the stadium and people that sell the drinks, they know you by name. Rob, got you this game. Yeah, they knew me by name. Yeah, give me high five. I was tipping. Cause I couldn't get out of my seat unless you the bathroom. Alright, let's get back to wherever we were. Well, and that's sad because we was on fit spiritual condition. I was showing you about an unfit one. Alright, let's do the next paragraph.
It is easy to let up on the spiritual program of action and rest on our laurels. We are headed for trouble if we do, for alcohol is a subtle foe. We are not cured of alcoholism. What we really have is a daily reprieve contingent on the maintenance of our spiritual condition. Every day is a day we must carry the vision of God's will into all of our activities. How can I best serve thee? Thy will, not mine, be done. These are thoughts which must go with us constantly. We can exercise our willpower along this line all we wish.
You know, that's it, right? This is the proper use of the will. Spiritual program of action. That's the 12 steps for us. After you do the 12 steps, you probably will venture off into other forms of spirituality. That's normal. There's nothing wrong with that, whether it's church or, spirituality or yoga, But I think at the end, for me, God's will for me is peace. Peace. I think the most important thing for me is peace. Peace. I love peace. I'm talking about peace when I see somebody, especially family members, somebody, they doing something or they arguing or something like that, I can find so much peace now that I can watch it like it's on TV. It don't have to bother me. It don't have to bother me. To me, that's God's will for me. I can help people. I can love people. I can do a lot from the position of peace. There's nothing I can do from a position of anger. I can't sponsor nobody and I'm angry all the time. I was talking to a friend today that's a year clean, and we were talking, and I don't know how the conversation got there, but she was saying, like, I'm helping a lot of people. A friend of mine. But I'm messed up. And I understand that. Because when you got a lot of clean time, and I've been there. I'm not talking out the side of my neck. I've been there. When my life was at a point where I was helping a lot of people. I was sponsoring people. I was going to meetings. I was doing that fifth step with them. I was giving them advice. But I was a park ape. Swinging from limb to limb like a monkey. I was messed up on me. I was messed up. My life was a mess. But I was helping everybody else. I had to learn how to do that. But I was sick. Me and my wife get to arguing. The next day I come to work, I be like, oh, good morning. Don't be wrong. You ever argue so much? That your don't be wrong?
Yep.
Be hurt. That ain't no good feeling. You know what I'm trying to say? It's a sad situation. And when you helping other people and you know deep in your heart, that ain't cool. I called St. Jude's where I went to treatment because something in my mind, and I know something in my mind, that's a God in my mind, told me go back to the basics. I called St. Jude's, spoke to my first counselor. She told me, come over there. She gave me a book called Sober But Stuck. It was about people that had clean time in recovery. They were still helping everybody else, but they were stuck. I read the book. It was an easy book to read. It was like personal stories at the back of the book. But at the end, all of them had one solution. Get some psychological help. And I paid for it. I went for a year. Paid for my psychological help. That helped me become unstuck. I started sharing about myself, which was outside of the 12-step program. That makes sense? I had to go get some help. So I highly suggest, like I told my friend, that that's a normal position to be in. We just didn't share about it around here. The meeting I was going to do, they wasn't sharing about it. After I started sharing about it, everybody was asking me where that book at. Yeah, because it was real. You know, we only human beings. You know, there's another thing called burnout. The joy of burnout. Get that book. The Joy of Burnout. Forgot the author's name. It's a female. But that's a good thing. Because we get burned out. If you do any helping with working with others, you know, helping folk, you're going to get burned out. And that you don't have to be burned out and sick. It's called the joy of burnout. I got one in there. Somebody wanted. I got one I give somebody. You get so stuff. I got it. So I'm just saying that we have to keep working on our spiritual condition. That makes sense?
That's right.
Don't think that you got to stop, because there is no graduation in this program. I heard that last week. It is easy to let up on the spiritual program of action and rest on our laurels, our past achievements. I heard a lot last week, and I highly suggest you get one of the CDs tonight. Ron them was talking about past accomplishments. That was real good because they hit it on a part that I never hit on. Resting on your laurels in recovery. I usually talk about resting on my laurels before I got in the program. That makes sense? But they hit on last week, and I don't want to go back because it's going to be available. But they hit about coming to meetings, getting 2-3 years clean, and doing the same thing you did prior recovery trip, and doing the same thing prior recovery trip before that. And they were like resting on your law, nothing different, doing the same thing because it did work. It did get you 2 years, but you didn't get nothing else. So, and for me, I always talk about, like for me, I was a military officer. But one of my accomplishments, my past achievements was I always had the ability, and I think a lot of us is like this. A lot of people in recovery is like this. I always had the ability to go to anybody's job. I didn't care what it was. Just hire me. If I could go in and sweep the floor, I could mop the bathroom, clean the latrines, the toilet. It didn't matter. But one day I reached management. I always had that ability. Every time, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where I got hired. I can go on a construction site, sweeping the floor with the broom and the duck, that big shovel, walking in and putting it in that big old container and pushing it to the thing and dumping it down the chute. I could do that. I could make the mortar, but I knew one day I'd be in the office cutting the paychecks. And it never failed. It never failed. So I brought that in recovery. You know what I'm saying? I used to give myself time limit. I said, well, it won't be long before I be running the meeting. You know what I'm trying to say? I ain't got the 30-day claim. The other guy got 4-year claim. He chairing the meeting. I'm telling him, scoot over. It had nothing to do with working on programs. I was resting on my laws, knowing that I could be up there doing what he's doing. It never dawned on me that I needed to do the work that he put in. You know, that's why even when I got to the top of the payroll, it never dawned on me that the people that was in the office did the work. I just kind of skipped all that, you know, and get to the top. So that was resting on my law, and I try to do that in the program. Another one for me was I always read books. Love and War, Roots. The bigger the better. Stephen King was my favorite. You know what I'm trying to say? I had authors that I would read. All them soul-ass brothers and soldiers. I read all that stuff. Any kind of books I would read. The thicker the better. When I got to the program, y'all told me, yo, it's in the first 164 pages. Ding! I got this. I was in treatment center, 30-day program. I had a book. 164 pages, I'll be finished in 3 days. I'm out of here. It didn't mean nothing. 106. All I had to do was read 164 pages. I done finished a book with 700 pages in it. This is nothing. Nobody told me I had to study it. I didn't know what I was reading, but I know I read it real fast. Then they were telling me it was in the book. You go to meeting. They say it was in the book. I said, that wasn't in the book. I didn't read that. It was in the book. I just read it like a novel. From front to page, 3 days I was through. I had my 12-step program. Middle with poly low alcohol. Can't believe in the power greater than myself. Made a decision to my will over my life and care God have understood them. Made a search and more inventory. Because they made me do a lie story. Middle God. Remove, defects, one of the defects I had was my mama and ex-wife. I called them up and said, I'm making a man. They said, we love you. And helping others, I had Bible study and treatment. I was doing Bible study up at St. Jude. I'm getting in the fellowship part. St. Jude, they staffed me. Said, look, if you don't put that Bible down and be in treatment, you got to go. I looked around, I ain't had nowhere to go. I ain't like the guy now. When we tell them they got to leave treatment, they leave. They told me I had to leave treatment. I said, I can't go. I ain't got nowhere to go. I wasn't that damn insane. The one now, they cocky. I'll go. Where the hell you going? I stayed. I said, I put the Bible down. Then in my little Bible study, about 6 guys, a week later, all that had relapsed anyway. I was out there by myself. My little Bible study had relapsed. All right, let's get back to the book. I told y'all it was fun. It says that if you rest on your own laws, you're headed for trouble if you do. For alcohol is a clever and very obvious foe, enemy. We'll not cure the alcoholism. There's no cure in the game, man. You always got the disease of addiction. It's always using. This is something about spirituality. Let's take a look at this for a minute, because we got some time, right? All right, you got 10 minutes and one paragraph left. Here's the deal. Is there any possible way the concept of anger, can you take anger? I hear anger a lot up here. If you're so angry and your whole mindset is anger, can anger turn into peace? Can anger become peace? No. Anger always gonna be what? Anger. Resentment is always gonna be resentment. There's no way they gonna change. Satan is always gonna be what? Satan. Satan ain't gonna wake up tomorrow and be God. He ain't gonna wake up and say, you know what, I think I'm gonna be good. You know, all the Christians, I'm gonna be good today. No, he ain't. His characteristics, everything about him is what? Satan. Satan. So, there's no way that the illness of addiction or the drinking part of our life, the smoking part of our life, is no way that it's cured. It's still using. I got 21 years clean. The insane using part of me is still using. It's 21 years worse than it was, because it ain't never put that pipe or bottle down. Right. It don't know how. That's why when people go back and relapse, they die. That's right. It ain't never stopped. You think it stopped. It don't know how to stop. It don't know how to stop. It wasn't invented to stop. That makes sense? The only reason I can say it, sit up and state it, because I got a daily reprieve by the grace of God. It ain't my using. My using still using. Don't believe it? Go take a drink tonight, goddammit. They tell you. The book say test it. Test it. If you don't believe it, test it. Go get a drink tonight, come back and tell us if it doesn't stop. It don't stop. It don't know how to stop. That makes sense? That's not the characteristic of it. It's still using. The sad part about it for me is I was suicidal. 21 years ago, I wanted to pull the trigger. I had a gun. I wanted to shoot my head off. But I didn't. By the grace of God, something said, don't do it. I ended up in treatment. Since my disease is using, it never stops using. Kind of like the Beautiful Mind. Yeah. Remember that story? Mm-hmm. It never stopped using. How do I know that my disease has not already pulled that trigger and blew my head off? Could it have happened 10 years ago? 15 years ago? The only way I probably find out, take a drink. I see it happen all the time. We lost a good friend not too long ago about that. Mm-hmm. It never stopped using. So people who think that you got 6 months clean, a year clean, it's over, it ain't using, you better read some more. It's still using. It don't know how to quit. You only here because of the grace of God. We're not cured. We really have a daily reprieve. That means a pardon, suspension, or relief. Contingent on the maintenance of our spiritual condition. That's a big spiritual condition right there, to know that you only here by the grace of God and not your damn disease or your illness. Because if your illness was still active, you'd be dead. Every day is a day we must carry the vision of God's will into all our activities. You have to find something that's a characteristic of God and work from that. You know what I'm saying? If it's helping others and you think God wants you to help others, then work from that. For me, it's about peace. I don't help others for a lot of years. Now I want peace. Stillness. Be still and know that I'm God. That's my vision right now. From that, I found out I can be more effective. That makes sense? I can't help too many people and I'm a part it myself. I mean, I'm doing crazy stuff. I'm going to help someone else. So peace, that's where I'm at. But everybody, this is God's world, not Robert's. You have to find something that you can connect to that'll make his vision work for you. Alright? Some people is healing. Some people are prayer warriors. But we know it ain't got nothing to do with drinking. Thy will be done. How can I best serve thee? Thy will be done. These are thoughts which must go with us constantly. I heard last week CD and they were talking about prayer. They were saying that they got to pray all day long, constantly. Never ever exit the condition or the consciousness of prayer. Never exit it. Always in continuous prayer. To me, that's the will of God. If you always praying for someone or helping someone, you cannot lose in your spiritual world. Because you don't. If you're always thinking about something and helping someone else, very little bit of time is going to be about you. You don't get an ego and opportunity to work. That makes sense. We can exercise our willpower along this line all we wish. It is the proper use of the will. I'm going to go ahead and finish it. Much has already been said about receiving strength, inspiration, and direction from him who has all knowledge and power. In the Bible, the wisdom and the power is the Spirit of Jesus Christ. That's the wisdom and the power. Same thing here. We got the wisdom and the power. That energy, that field that I'm talking about, that's all powerful. Once we connect or tap into that, we have the knowledge and the power. We're not outside of it, we're part of it. That makes sense? If we have carefully followed directions, we have begun to sense the flow of his spirit, this energy into us. You know you got this energy when you don't even have to really think about it no more. You can feel it. When I feel the tightness in my chest, I know something wrong. I know the difference between being happy and unhappy now. I've been miserable so long that happiness is new. So I still remember what misery felt like. So when I find myself going in that direction, my chest gets tight. Don't want to go back. I ignore you. I don't care what it takes. Relax. Ignore you. Turn them, go the other way. It don't matter. Cut you off. Stay in peace. You can't help nobody if you're miserable. People ask me, asked me the other day, I think I told y'all that. And we all been homeless, right? And 90% of the room been homeless, right? They always ask me, I don't know why people always ask me this, because they knew I've been homeless before. Maybe it's a good thing to ask me. What can you do to help the homeless? Don't be one. The only way I'm going to help somebody homeless. Two homeless people don't help each other. The only thing I can do is don't be one. Then I can help one. Can't be with them. To some extent, we have become God conscious. God conscious is a state of mind. Don't look outside, it's inside you. It's an inside consciousness. It's kind of like, about 5, kind of like when I first bought The first time when I got in recovery, I had a hoopty, 2 hoopties. Then I ended up getting a brand new Ford Explorer. And I was living in the hood. That's a trip. Because I couldn't sleep at night. I always running through the window to make sure my things still outside. I had to move. You can't have a brand new car in this condition. I can't get no sleep. You know, I'm looking out the window, man. There ain't gone. You know? That's miserable. Yeah. All right, so, but what I did know about learning about consciousness, that was the first car I had that had a remote where you can lock it. I ain't never had that before. So one day I was in the Publix and I pulled in the parking lot and I was like, beep boop. Just had the car 2 days. And I said, boop boop, boop boop. Oh Lord, somebody messing with my car. I ran back. I said, you know what? I done become beep conscious here. Everybody got one of them things. I never heard it before. Until I got mine. I didn't hear no beep beep. Once I got mine, you know, when the lights come on and you locking it up, I never heard that before. I became beep lock conscious. That's the same thing with God. You never hear God right here with you, inside you, and you don't even know it. You sleep. Conscious means awoke. They got some other attention. We have begun to develop this vital sixth sense, this invisible energy, this consciousness. And we're going to talk about six. Go, I tell you what, the best way to learn about the sixth sense is 5 senses. We have a sixth sense. If you're doing the 12 steps in the 12-step program, you need to know what that sixth sense is. Go to the internet, study it for yourself. It's the most fascinating thing out. We've been blessed to have 6 senses, not 5. Hear, smell, taste, touch, and feel. We got 6 of them. But we must go further. That means more action. Thank y'all for listening.